Good morning, everybody, and thanks for waking up with The Chase.
No way.
My God!
That's a 1-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Go to Dave's.
I must ask you a question right now.
That's a 1-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Whoa, whoa.
Sit back, relax, and crack a cold one. The Chase is live.
Good morning, and thank you for waking up with The Chase. I'm your host, Troy LaCastro, alongside David Yarger. Oh, wait. Troy? Troy!
Troy?
You're not David.
You're not Troy.
Wait, I'm not Troy.
You're not Troy.
Where's
I'm not
Troy?
David.
Oh, man.
What are we going to do?
What do we do?
What are we doing here? Is it the right day of the week?
Is it Friday?
Is it Friday?
Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm your host, David, for the day. Troy has off today.
Lucky.
I'm alongside the one and only, making her Chase co-hosting debut, Elena. Give it up for Elena, everybody. Woo!
Where's my round of applause? Oh, there it is.
There
Thank
it
you.
is. There
Thank
it
you. I know
is.
this is the moment everybody's been waiting for,
Yes.
really.
Elena, how are we today?
Oh, I'm great. Do you see how much coffee's gone?
I know, you're buzzing, aren't you?
No, we're buzzing, and it's going to start getting dangerous right around there.
Oh, Elena woke up feeling dangerous,
I
as
did.
One quarterback once said.
Let's ride.
But, Elena, I think you've noticed since you've gotten here, we have a tradition in how we start this show. And, usually I like to read it, get people motivated for the day. But, you're in my seat for the day.
know.
I'm in Troy's seat. So let's give the people a little motivational quote of the day.
Give the people what they want. All right. Here's the quote of the day. I don't focus on what I'm up against. I focus on my goals, and I try to ignore the rest. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Venus Williams, the sister to Serena.
Whoa. Guys, I might be screwed. She might be coming for my spot reading the quote of the day.
That was pretty good.
I think, yeah. You know what?
I liked it.
You might have just took my throne. I don't know. Anyways, Elena, obviously, first off, before I, get to introducing you, Jersey Friday.
Jersey Friday.
So it's also Elena's, second Jersey Friday
Yes.
technically, but first on the Chase. So explain the jersey.
Okay. I didn't want to rewear my Singletary jersey twice because just bad juju. I'm a Bills fan. We do traditions. So had to put the Singletary jersey down. I'm wearing a Real Madrid jersey. It's nameless before people start coming at me asking, who am I wearing? It's nobody.
Hey,
But it's for all those soccer fans out there. How about that?
on the bright side, you did what I wouldn't do. You got a blank jersey where no one can get traded. You know me. I have the worst jersey curse. I bought a Cleveland Indians jersey and they changed the name.
The Guardians.
So I have the worst jersey curse of them all. Today, I went with the Guardians.
Okay.
I went with a Shane Bieber jersey. They actually gave these away at a game one time. So
I love how, because I know nothing about baseball, when you walked in with that jersey, I was like, oh, it's sick. Justin Bieber.
yes, it is a Shane Bieber, not Justin.
I was like,
But it's fine.
nice. He's not even from Cleveland, but
Yes,
go off.
it's all good.
That's my brain this morning, guys.
We're all buzzing here. It's a Friday. We're excited. Friday beers in the near future. We just can't wait. Anyways, Elena, let's get on. Obviously, you've been here for about a week.
Yep.
So I kind of wanted to shine a light on you, just get the people to know you a little bit more. I know you've been in the live lounge
Oh, I've
talking
been
to
in
people.
there.
So just where are you coming from, and how was your first week with DNA?
Oh my God, I'm having the time of my life right now. This is so much fun to work here because it's just like everyone's just always excited on my level, which I'm so happy about. But my background comes from news. So I was actually a news reporter in Erie, Pennsylvania for a couple of years. Shout out to all my homies back in Erie. Erie, 814, I see you. Pennsylvania, I see you. But unfortunately, that made me a big Steelers hater
Yes.
as a result. So
And we're gonna get to them too.
I know, poor Mitchie.
Oh yeah, we have a Mitch Trubisky stan.
I'm
here.
a Mitch
just gonna say
Trubisky
that.
stan, and it's been a painful journey, to say the least, and it's only getting worse, so.
Oh, man. So, hey, we've gotten to know a little bit about Elena, but let's get to know what's going to be on the Chase today.
Yes.
So first things first, we're going to have a couple product reminders from our friends over at Hit Parade. And yes, I know I'm sorry for sounding like a broken record, but yes, another Mickey Mantle card. Another one, as DJ Khaled would say, is heading to Heritage. And there's multiple things to talk about when it comes to Aaron Rudge home run baseballs. Going to be crazy. We also went around the office. We asked who the worst team in football is. We also took a look at two of the worst teams in football who played last night. And we're going to give you a few players who maybe highlighted or who we think are eventually going to be highlighted. Wink, wink.
Wink, 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 wink.
And we also have our interview today with Corey of Show Your Slabs. So that's going to be a good one. You're going to want to tune around for that one. And then, of course, we're going to end with our box rip giveaway. Very excited for this one.
Oh,
Gold standard football. I am sorry, Elena. There's only one pack.
I know.
So
we can't get
the
my fingers
chat's
on
going to
that.
gang up on me and tell you to open it, but I was told to open it. So
No, I trust you. Like
I'm very, very
way
excited.
more.
I am very excited.
You're very excited for Troy not here.
King of the castle. King of the castle.
He's in the Troy seat. Are you feeling like? Tell me how it feels sitting in that seat. Do you feel the Troy energy? Kind of.
I feel like I'm on a different pedestal.
Yeah.
I'm
feel
just
better?
like my chair is higher.
You feel better than me, don't you?
Yes, and I also feel like a 48-year-old man.
A grandfather.
Anyways, let's move on. First things first, let's get to those Hit Parade product reminders. Shout out my guy Mancuso over there for helping me out with this one. So first, let's be on the lookout for Hit Parade's Marvel sketch cards, Premium Series 19. There's only 100 hand-numbered boxes with one sketch and custom 10-card pack per box. The big hits you're on the look for include a John Brenthal autograph and Benedict Wong and Michael Mando autos. So be on the lookout for that. Those sketch cards are pretty sweet. I love when there's literally just custom art cards in packs.
Me too. It's starting to look so cool, and I've been seeing Steve open some of those, and it's just like I just like the texture on some of these cards. I don't know.
Indeed. Now next, check out Football Case Hit Series 6. That's going to include a case hit per box. The big hit is the Josh Allen Night Moves PSA 9. Shout out to Go Josh Allen. The key players, though, aside from Allen, are Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Peyton Manning, D. Henry, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Waddle, and, of course, Jay Jetta, Justin Jefferson. So check those out. And lastly, make sure you're checking out the 21-22 autographed, officially licensed hockey jerseys, Series 2. There's one autographed jersey per box and loaded with stars and Hall of Famers. The hits include Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Teemu Solani, Artemi Panarin, Joe Sakic, Ray Bourque, and, the former Buffalo Sabre, Dominic Hasek, also a Red Wing at one point. Don't forget about that one. All these products can be found on dacardworld.com. And remember, no one has more hits than Hit Parade. So, all right, that's enough of me talking. Let's move on to what's making headlines in the hobby. Elena, I know you got a little story to tell us.
Can you believe it? Another 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle card is hitting the Heritage Auctions website. And just a few weeks ago, an SGC 9.5 Mantle sold for a record $12.6 million, which shattered an all-time record. Well, get ready because a PSA 6 Mantle is coming. Now, while it may not be a $12.6 million card, it'll still likely turn heads. According to Sports Collectors Digest, there is only 118 PSA 6s of that card in existence that typically sells between $100,000 and $166,000 right now. The first bid is $145,000, and this will be part of the Heritage September 29th and 30th sports catalog auction. So craziness.
Yeah, the Mickey Mantle cards, I mean, absolute legend, but it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
When you look at, when that one card went up to $12.6 million, I was like, wow. And then after the fact, which I didn't put in the story, but after the fact, the owner who bought it for 12.6 was actually had it up on the auction site still and said, if you want to buy it from me, make an offer. And the offer was like $18.9 million.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Cray here. Speaking of millions of dollars, we're going to go to baseball. One man is making headlines. And that man, who it's the possible American League MVP, should be unanimous in my opinion, Aaron Judge. Judge, if you don't know, just hit his 60th home run of the season Tuesday night, tying Babe Ruth for second all-time in home runs in an American League season. Now, the 60th home run ball made some buzz as Michael Kessler and his buddies decided to give it back to Judge in exchange for a couple handshakes. There's Kessler right there. You see, they ended up getting a bat, a couple handshakes, autographed baseballs. That ball was projected, it could have been worth between $50,000 to $500,000.
So just drop a quick bag.
Yeah.
You fumbled the bag
And
for
I mean,
a handshake.
Credit to them. Truthfully, I'm trying to reach out to Mike to maybe get him on the show. I got to do that today. I would love to hear, his thought process behind giving him back the ball. But some experts in the hobby are projecting home run 61 could be more, with 62 amassing the most value, which would break Roger Maris's home run record for most home runs in an American League season. Now, more news. Enter Rick Probstein of Probstein Auctions. Probstein announced on social media he would pay $100K in cash for home run 61, $200K for 62, and then $250K for whatever home run Judge ends the season with. So it could be 63, 64, 65, 60, whatever. Whatever he ends with, $250K cash. Now, that's a lot of cash up front. And I remember you saying...
Someone else has entered the chat.
Mr. Ken Golden has entered the chat. You want to,
Absolutely. He is now saying, because there was a game last night and Aaron Judge didn't hit any homers. So now Ken Goldstein has entered the chat and said, you know what, for that... I think it's 62, the record breaker.
Correct.
He's offering $250,000 cash advance for that ball. And if it goes to auction and hits $1 million, you'll get the rest, is kind of what I interpreted his tweet to say. So someone could be a millionaire if you're sitting in the right seat.
So, and that, obviously now Golden's in the mix, Probstein's in the mix. There's going to be a lot of players. But here's my thing. You also had Mike, who returned the ball to Judge. If you get that number 62...
What do you do?
And I'll open it up to the chat. You guys can go on. We're going to go on with the show, but I want to ask you guys, and I'll ask Elena, what would you do? Would you give it back to Judge? Would you sell it yourself or take the bounty?
Personally, I understand giving it back to Judge is kind of the moral thing to do because it's a record breaker. He's, you say, one of the best ever. But selfishly, I want to retire. So I'm going to sell that ball to Mr. Goldstein. Not me looking up Yankees tickets as we speak.
Oh, jeez. Yeah,
Where can I sit?
And you know what? That's another option, too, that I saw in the chat. Keep it. Maybe keep it just as a keep. But
yeah, or keep it for your kid.
I mean, there's so much to take out of that. But anyways, Aaron Judge, over the weekend, they're playing the Red Sox. Keep an eye out. It's going to be interesting if he can hit some dingers this weekend. Remember, 61 is going to tie Maris. 62 is going to break the record. I think he's going to do it.
You think?
I mean, yeah,
what if he doesn't?
he would collapse. That would be an utter absolute
Has
collapse.
anyone thought of the possibility of him just not?
Well, here's the thing, too, is I've seen a ton of teams are now walking him, which I'm
Why?
sorry. Throw the damn ball. Just throw it down the plate. Just get the record over with. Records are meant to be broken. Anyways, enough baseball for the day. We're in football season. So moving forward,
Yeah, we are.
it's now week 3 of the NFL season, and everyone has gotten a glimpse of every team. So we went around the office, and we asked them, who's the worst team in the NFL? Stevens, let's roll that clip. It's week 3 of the NFL season. It's time to figure out who the worst team in the NFL is. Right? Who's the worst team in the NFL?
Oh, God. Worst team in the NFL.
Many hours later.
It doesn't have to be 0-2. Honestly, I would say from a watching aspect, the Broncos aren't very good this year.
Who's the worst team in the NFL?
Gotta be the Patriots, right?
Worst team in the NFL?
The Falcons.
Worst team in the NFL?
It's got to be the Carolina Panthers, man.
Worst team in the NFL?
Really? The Oilers, Houston.
Left, everybody. Here we go. Starting off with Mr. Jerkoff for the Lions out of 99.
Worst team in the NFL.
Worst team in the NFL? 49ers. 49ers. We got Jerkoff.
It's the Rams. St. Louis Rams, Los Angeles Rams, anywhere the Rams.
Worst team in the NFL.
New York Jets.
New York Jets. Worst team in the NFL.
Jacksonville Jaguars. You gotta ask me again.
Once again, worst team in the NFL.
Cleveland Browns. Good uniform, bad helmet.
Worst team in the NFL. Falcons. Worst team in the NFL. Who's the worst team in the NFL?
Colts.
And those are the worst teams in the NFL. Yep, my mic's on now? Okay, thanks. So there you have it. That's, some of the DA office. That's what they think is the worst teams. Elena even made an appearance on there.
did.
Atlanta Falcons, huh?
Yeah, I do. Marcus Mariota's not the guy. He's not that guy. He's not him.
Yeah.
Not him.
Doesn't have that dog
The
in him.
dog in the lungs, like that dog, you know? Oh, speaking of dogs and the dog pound, and from those awful teams to two more of them, the Cleveland Browns defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers last night on Thursday Night Football, 29-17.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
So, real quick before we get into, picking players from each team and, highlighting them from a hobby perspective. Shout out to all the people that had the teaser that was on a certain site yesterday. Steelers plus 7.5, Najee Harris and Nick Chubb anytime touchdown. Steelers plus 7.5 was looking good
Wasn't it?
till the last about 4 seconds. I want to scream expletives right now.
Yeah. You were angry this morning. You came in a little bit like how Troy comes in the morning. See, you had the whole Troy thing figured out from the second you walked in.
I just.
What are we doing?
Yeah, but honestly, I watched a little bit of the game, but at the same time, that ending just pissed me off.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. But we got some players to highlight.
Yeah.
Did anyone stand out in your eye?
I'll get on my soapbox for a second. Mitch, if you're watching this, and I know you're probably not, but if you happen to come up across this, I was the biggest Mitch Trubinsky. If you remember in the chat yesterday, I literally called him Daddy Mitch, and I'm the biggest Mitch Trubinsky stan, but I think it's time to let him go.
Oh, Elena's tearing up here.
I think it's time to let him go because now apparently Kenny Pickett cards,
Yeah.
he doesn't even touch the field, and what?
So before I get to Kenny Pickett,
Oh, God.
I just want to. Everyone seen that George Pickens catch, right? Chat, you had to have
Yeah.
seen the George Pickens catch.
God.
Might have been better than Odell's. I'm just saying. But George Pickens, Thursday, there was 15 George Pickens cards sold, average of $6.53. Today, before I went on, there was 57 cards sold of George Pickens. $31.42 average because of that catch.
Maybe it'll be
Because
in
of
this.
that one. And then, honestly, this is crazy in my opinion. He didn't even play in the game. Kenny Pickett did not play in this game. Thursday, he had 157 cards sold for an average of $31.61. That's like base, non-auto, all that. Friday, already, 104 cards sold, $44.52 average. It's up $13. He didn't even play.
I can't.
But people, I am feeling a switch of the guards here. I think Mike Tomlin
No.
might make a move here soon.
You see my body language right now. I'm like,
I apologize, but
Whatever. You know what? I can't wait for everyone to see Kenny Pickett go in and him to be as bad as Mitch Trubisky. And then what do the Steelers do? And then your cards are worth nothing. This is when to sell. If you're going to take advice from me, sell those Kenny Pickett cards and make as much money as you can now because I'm over it. I'm over it. You guys know how I feel about Mitch Trubisky. I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I've given up. So the Browns are now first in the division, so that's all you have to hear.
yeah, I don't know. I'm on that. I'm on the Kenny Pickett train.
Yeah.
So I'm just.
So is everybody, and I'm tired of the Mitch slander.
Hey, shout out to all the small hands people.
Oh,
Kenny Pickett.
wait, he has small hands,
You know, stop it.
like tragically small hands.
It was a whole thing during the NFL Combine.
My God, we're worried about too many things.
Oh my goodness. But anyways, that's enough of talking about small hands and Kenny Pickett and
Mitch.
whatever, Mitch Trubisky.
I love you, Mitch.
Let's move on. We didn't even talk about the winner of the game either.
No, we don't need
Amari
to.
Cooper, Nick Chubb, they're great. They're awesome. Jacoby Brissett, whatever. Anyways, let's move on to our live interview today.
Mm-hmm.
We got a good one. I'm very excited for this one. It is Corey of Show Your Slabs. I got to meet some of Corey's team at National, including Corey, and they were great. If you don't know, Show Your Slabs creates some great and creative displays to express and show off your cards. For example, check out this little Show Your Slabs card I got as a necklace at the National. So
That's so cool.
Yagabom's repping Show Your Slabs. Anyways, without further ado, let's pull in Corey of Show Your Slabs. Corey, are you there with me?
I guess I got to put my chain on.
Yes.
A little bit of an upgrade.
Yes.
I'm not much of a gold guy, but I figure, when in Rome.
There you go.
First of all, when I first logged on, I heard you say, I want to scream expletives. And then I heard you talking about the Steelers and Browns. And I mean, I'm, well, maybe you don't. I'm from Baltimore. So the disrespect of just putting, the Browns are up here. Who cares about any of those teams? Now, we didn't lose last week. I will say that.
Yeah.
And Tua cards are probably through the roof.
Oh, they were.
They are.
They were.
But did you see Lamar?
Lamar.
No,
My
Lamar's
guy.
awesome.
Lamar.
Am I pointing right?
I'm going to be honest with you. Everyone's talking about Herbert, Mahomes, and Allen for MVP. It's time for Jackson to be in that consideration. 100%.
Look, Allen is a different beast, and so Tom from Hit Parade, I've known forever. When I first started, and a couple years ago, we'd see him at the shows, just pulling out stacks of cash, buying everybody's tables, and all that stuff, all the fun stuff they get to do. But we had a bet. I think it was Bills Ravens. It might not even have been Bills Ravens. It was like because the thing with Bills fans, they're so diehard that if you or I'm assuming you guys are Bills fans, maybe not. If you lose, you want everybody else to lose. It doesn't matter who they're playing. You just want everyone else to tie pretty much, because then they're both losers. He was rubbing some game in my face that wasn't even relevant to the Bills season. But I will say Josh Allen is impressive, and it's his MVP to lose at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. But that was quick into the football talk. Corey, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm just, again, hearing people are paying this much for when was he drafted for the Steelers?
Pickett?
This year.
Yeah, he was drafted.
No, I mean, what round?
Oh, first.
Oh, first.
He was the first quarterback off the board.
What? Okay, because it just.
I like
it's
your
usually
energy.
First quarterback off the board is like right in, plug and play. Like your Burrow, these guys. I guess Steeler fans are grasping. I don't know.
Yeah,
I hope they are as a
how I
Baltimore
feel.
fan.
There was actually a stat that I seen that said this was the first season since I believe 2007 where no rookie quarterbacks started for their team that they were selected by, and that was like the Jamarcus Russell year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. To segue that, the good thing about all these crazy high prices of unproven quarterbacks is whoever gets stuck holding the bag will, in fact, need a way to display it because they won't be able to sell it.
Exactly.
And hopefully they're a Steelers fan, and that's what we provide. We could even make a losers display if you want.
Ooh, the Steelers fans are not gonna be happy.
I'm glad you're kind
kidding.
of.
I love
know,
all
I know.
fans.
I'm glad you kind of segued that into the conversation. It's kind of getting me into my first question. So talk about, how did you get into the hobby, and did you start young, or was this something that you kind of started doing as you grew up?
So, yeah, kind of yes to both of those. I started, obviously, I'm 37, so growing up, in the 90s, it was collect whatever you could, cards wise. I mean, there was Pogs. I don't know how old you guys are, if you know what Pogs are. There was cards, Pogs, all this stuff, and everything was collect the set. I mean, even like McDonald's was doing releases of stuff where you had to collect the series, right? You had to complete the set. You had to, and so I caught that bug really early. And unfortunately for my bank account, Baltimore never had a basketball team. So like basketball wasn't really, super relevant. So I wasn't collecting basketball players. And at the time, we didn't have a football team. I mean, the Colts had moved on, and the Ravens hadn't formed a franchise yet. So I would collect, mainly baseball, which we all know the value of 90s baseball is, as good as kindling. But for me, it honestly, even from a young age, it was never about value. It was like, how can I collect this set and then put it up, back then, God, I used to like two-sided tape it to like a board and just put it up, or the other cool thing was, with the cards that you knew weren't really valuable, you put them in your bike spoke, and then, makes it sound like a motorcycle. But, so yeah, collecting really early. And then, I've always been kind of an entrepreneur by nature. I graduated high school, went straight to work for my uncle, and then ended up creating a company out of a need to solve something for his law firm. And then it was probably about 8 months before COVID shut everything, before COVID was even really talked about. I was seeing on my Facebook feed breaks, like all these card breaks, and cards were back, and cards were cool. And so I just dove back in, and it was kind of like, oh, I can get this card for X, grade it, and flip it. But as soon as I got the cards back in like, late 2018, early 2019, it was just back in love with the collecting aspect of it again, and not wanting to sell any of it, and try to figure out a cool way to display it. And there really wasn't anything out there. So that's kind of my segue back into the hobby. And you quickly realize that if you're not good at the buying and flipping and trading, it's expensive. Mm-hmm. So you need to figure out some way to, feed the need.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So, and you kind of mentioned you wanted cool ways to preserve it. And for those people that don't know much about Show Your Slabs, do you want to just give them a quick rundown and a little bit of a background of what you do there?
Yeah, so we make complete premium custom and standard card displays for all 38 of the grading companies. Luckily, most of them use PSA size slabs, so it's not too difficult. But ungraded cards, magnetic one touches, and the cool thing about our displays are they really can be built in any configuration. We have our standard models, like you'll see this one up here, looks like a giant PSA slab, and you can actually customize it to put your name on it, and kind of make it your own slab, right? So your collection is, again, preserved, and then
preserved and unique.
Yeah, yep, different, right? Here, let me show you. And so what's cool about the design, which I came up with, is you get a slab grabber, and you can literally just pop the card out from the front.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then so it's a piece, it's called nano gel. It's a little non-abrasive gel that kind of keeps it locked in. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you can't pick them out with your fingers. And the nice thing about this design too is all the mounting hardware is behind the cards, so you don't see it. There's no there's no screws or anything. It's really clean. Yeah, so that's kind of what we do in a nutshell. We have a bunch of different standard options, and then we've done, what's interesting to me is the commercial aspect of it, right? Why while I'm not necessarily in the buying and flipping and, you know, buy X and sell for Y and watching and investing necessarily. And I have some cards that are investment cards, but really I don't buy anything that if it went to zero, I wouldn't love holding. So with that said, you know, there's all these stores popping up, and I know, like, you know, I've worked with some of the guys at Dave and Adams. I know you guys have opened a couple stores overseas, a couple more coming. But for me, it's not just, you know, I want the collector to have something in his basement that when you're sitting down there watching a football game on a Sunday, and you have your buddies over or whoever, it's not that cool to like run over, sit next to them with your case and start pulling out cards out of a case and be like, dude, man, look at this card. Like, I tried that with my buddies. They were like, dude, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm not. But they walk into your basement and see something like any of these on the wall. They're sports fans, right?
Yeah.
This actually spells the number 8, and it's got the Lamar Jackson behind it. So they're genuinely intrigued. And then they start to reminisce. They start to go back to their childhood. Like, I collected cards when I was little. Let me go see what I have in the basement, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But to the other point, the commercial aspect is, I think a lot of these card stores are opening up, and they're going to need to be different, right? It can't be that old dingy stuff everywhere, 87,000 cards, you know, that nobody knows what they are. So what I really have kind of focused my energy on and worked on with, I think about 5 stores now, we've done complete build outs. Like we have one in Texas, the Texas Roadshow, that's 40 feet long by 10 feet high or 8 feet high. And it's a card wall. I mean, you walk in, it's something to go see. Like, you're going to want to literally drive to see it. It's got 1,250 cards that are on a vinyl graphic on the back of it. So even if it's not the cards in the display that you're looking at, there's just every Holy Grail card that you could imagine. So for me, it's a little mix of both. It's a collector, but also the industry kind of growing as a whole.
Yeah, and you know what? I love how you talk about displaying it, you know, not having to sit next to someone and show your cards. You can go, like I have a man cave in my basement, and literally I think about that, and it'd be awesome to, you know, just instead of having to hand out my cards to everybody to look at and them not care, just be like, hey, look at this poster. Like, all my, you know, cards are up there.
I mean, you already started. You got it around your neck, right? I mean,
exactly.
Right. You don't have to tell them. They'll be genuinely intrigued. And again, like, you guys know, you're collectors. There's a certain point where the cards get overwhelming. And if they're in boxes and they're in, you know, they're all sprawled across. I mean, even for cards that aren't graded, right? Everybody's so set on, oh, this has the grade of 10. I mean, for me, if it like, and this display over here is kind of a funny example. Like, I don't know how good the camera is, but it's not full, right? It's 20 slot, it's 20 mag cards. Me and my son started ripping optic basketball, and he took a you know, liking to this insert. So we decided we're going to collect the set, right? So this is the Express Lane optic set. Now, the funny thing is, he's just turned 6, and he's all, you know, we got to go live. And I'm like, what do you know about going live? Like, you know, on Instagram and all this stuff. But so we opened this box of optic, and he does this thing. I kind of like break the pack open, and he takes the pack, and then he like goes under the table and like picks out, like, he calls them the bangers, that whatever he thinks it is. And usually it's nothing but a base card that he thinks looks cool. But you know, I like to watch him engage like I did, right? So I kind of let him go with it until the one point where he opens up a pack and he's down on the ground, he's shuffling his cards around, and I'm trying to teach him, you know, you got to take care of them, kind of keep them. He pulls up this card, and it's a Luka Gold Express Lane to 10. And he mashed the corner. The corner was just, you know, torched. So
Devastation.
It's a learning lesson, but that to me, it's a learning lesson, right?
Exactly.
The card's right here. It's our best card in this set, and we'll keep the whole set, and maybe we'll try to get them all in gold. You know, it's always upgrade, but there's empty slots on this board because it's cards we haven't pulled yet, right? So it's the chase. And he looks at it, and to me, it's more of a like, hey, let me display these cards, and now I know what I need, right? That empty gap in the set. So yeah, there's just a lot of ways to do it, and we like to help do it, clean.
Yeah, the hobby is one big learning lesson I've seen.
Oh yeah.
But now, you've showed the displays, and we've seen a little bit about the necklaces. But I gotta ask, when did the idea for the jewelry, the necklaces, come about, and how was the initial reaction?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. The reaction. So one of my good friends, and the other cool thing about the hobby too is you gain a whole new circle of people, right? Again, I'm 37. I wasn't looking for friends. I have enough. I have high school friends that I still can't get rid of. But you start running in these circles, Tom and Tyler, perfect example. I know those guys real well, and I think I made something for Tyler's wedding for some for them to have there. But so getting back to the chains, Tim from Slab Strong, I'm sure if you've been to any card show, he's the guy with the giant hat. Yeah, you know him. We started kind of, he wanted a way he was like, man, I want to, because he can't stay still at a table. So he wants a way to show off his Slab Strongs, which is the rubber bumper around the card. And me just always being somebody who just can't leave things alone. Like we were at a show in Boston. I had made a 9-card display, just the cards that shows every color that he offers. And he can't stay at the table. So literally at the Boston show, I ran to Home Depot, grabbed some stuff, kind of makeshift this necklace, but it was the big board. Like he literally was walking around with 9 cards around his neck. And we were like, the reactions were just insane. I mean, because it's almost like a walking billboard. People are they're kind of just like, what is going on? Why? How does this guy have? So we kind of fine tuned it down to 1. And I'll tell you, it was kind of something we thought, we'll sell a couple. It kind of like, I take a lot of pride in like a lot of these crazy designs and think it's like TikTok. You spend hours on a video and nobody watches it. You film like a snail walking down the street and it's got 10 million views. So, while I think the slab chains are cool, I can't, and for me, so now when that idea came, we started seeing that people love to buy them and wear them at a show for that one card they want to sell, right? They got one card that they want to move, one big card, and they'll just end up selling the whole chain. And then they come back and they're like, all right, I got another card to sell. I got to buy another chain because I sold the chain to the guy that I sold,
Well, that's the beauty about jewelry, especially, is that they're conversation starters no matter what it is. And then you put a card on it and you're guaranteed to have somebody be like, who is that? What is that? So it's awesome that you guys are doing that and giving other people kind of an opportunity to express themselves in a unique way. We asked Brian Gray, the Leaf CEO, a similar question to this, but what is the most expensive or unique card you've ever slabbed up?
So we don't slab cards per se. We're not a grading company, so we don't slab them. But I will say I had the unique opportunity to work with a very, very well. I don't even know if he's well known. His cards are well known. But in conjunction with a well-known artist, Blake Jameson, who is a top Project 2020 artist. Mm-hmm. So he had a client that owns the Babe Ruth Baltimore Museum SGC3, which was on display at the National with collectible. I think last value was at $9 million. And he also owns a Honus Wagner T206 SGC5, which 20 plus million.
Wow.
So and the great thing about what we do is it's cards, it's displaying cards, but it's also giving collectors something else so this guy, right, he has these 2 cards, 30 million plus, whatever it is. Those cards sit in a bank vault. They're under high security. They're in a bank vault put away I get that. Like, those aren't the cards that I can, make. I could make a bulletproof display, but those are the cards that go in a bank vault and are investing. This guy wanted a way to kind of represent himself owning those cards and enjoy those cards. So at that scale, so he had Blake Jameson exactly paint replica cards of them, 36-inch tall cards of the Babe Ruth and the Honus, to the point where Blake had to redo one because he made it too nice. Like, he wanted the crack lines, he wanted the tears, the bends, the everything. So what we did is we built 6-foot SGC slabs to slab these giant paintings, and they are dead on. I mean, they look dead on like the actual card. So now in his office, he's got literally, they stand as tall as I am, 6-foot slabs on the wall, to where he's got his buddies come in and they go, "Wow, look at that painting," and he goes, "Yeah, that's my card."
That's
that's
awesome.
So cool. I'm
So
like entranced.
That's the biggest thing we slabbed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was very curious to hear your answer for that, because I'm sure there's been a lot of crazy things that have come across your desk. But now my next question, I got to ask, who is the player you've seen most submitted to be displayed?
You know what? It's probably, that's a good question. Jordan is obviously a big one, because honestly, any Jordan cards, whether they're not, doesn't have to be the 86 Fleer, it could be the, and the good thing about our product is you don't have to send us your cards. Like, we make the display and we know what we're making it for, and then we send it to you and you just put the cards in yourself, and you can swap them in and out. But, you know what? It's not one player. I would say it's rainbows, like set rainbows. So it is sometimes one player, but it's never because if one guy's got the rainbow, the other guy doesn't, because there's one of ones involved and everything else. So I would probably have to say either rainbow sets. So I guess that's depending on the player. Jordan, obviously, and then you know what? A lot of TCG. I mean, the TCG crowd is great. They are true, like, I collect this for art. I love the illustration on this design, and if we can in any way take out, a piece of the card and kind of expound it onto the our canvas, and let them put all the cards in to fill it out. So I've done, I don't know how familiar you guys are with TCG, but there's a Pokemon set called the oh my gosh, what's it called? It's a gold first gold edition or something. It's a specific set. There's only like 4 of them completed that are PSA 10. One's owned by Steve Aoki. The other's owned by the most humble collector in Dallas, Texas. That's a construction worker that's been collecting Pokemon since he was 10. Both these sets are worth last value probably over $200,000. And I was lucky enough to get asked to, in totally separate things, make displays for both of these complete sets. It's the Pokemon Gold Star set. That's what it is. And for Steve, we did one that was up and down and totally different than my other customer in Texas, where he wanted his sideways. But I would say to be able to get those two unique sets, which in PSA 10, I think a couple of those cards, the pop is only like 6 in a PSA 10. So to have 2 of the complete sets was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How fun is your job? Like, in all seriousness.
It's not a job. I mean, there are days, the other good thing about these card displays is they cover holes in the wall.
Exactly.
So there are days where, it can get frustrating and things aren't going my way. But I'm fortunate enough in my life that I have somebody who's close to me that I look at as, they have tough stuff that they're going through. So like, for me, it takes a lot to get me, on the bad side. And this is just not a job. It's fun, but and for me too, it's also seeing the end result. Like sometimes I get caught up in the, wanting to do it so bad. And then that's why I have some good partners that tell me, okay, dude, we're building a business. Like, don't get me wrong. It is about building a business, and it is about the next steps, and it is about, making the business succeed to the highest level and making money at it. But, and that's why I bring in those people that kind of ground me and say, I know you want to make this, but it costs us money. Like, we can't just say, hey, I really want to make a display for this set, or I really want to make slab shoes, or whatever, whatever the case is. But it's awesome. Yeah. Like you guys, I'm sure.
Oh,
Everybody, we're all playing in a kid's game.
Yep.
I mean,
we sure are.
I know a lot of our chat right now are saying, we're on the website right now. This looks so cool. What is the benefit to someone getting their car displayed with Show Your Slabs?
So one of the benefits is the system in which we have a patent pending design where the cards come in and out of the front, right? There's you don't have to worry about, a big cover over the thing. It literally takes 2 screws to hang up most of the displays. And then also we do offer like UV protection for anybody who's concerned about, higher end cards that may be fading or anything like that. And this is nice too, because it's actually just it's like the cell phone screen, but we had it fully tested with an art installation company that does, stuff for Walter's Art Gallery and all that. So we had them test it with like a 5-year light shine. They do a simulation. And this goes over easily, peels off easily, just like the cell phone protectors. So benefit to ours is honestly, your collection is yours. You can, one day you love Kenny Pickett, the next day you realize he sucks. Take him out and put in,
This guy gets
whoever
it.
their backup is. Yeah, put in Trubinsky if you want to back.
Oh, I want a whole Trubinsky slab.
Oh, good Lord.
I want every Trubinsky card in existence.
Is that how you say his name? Is that
Trubinsky?
right?
It's Trubisky.
It is Trubisky, right?
Trubisky, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like sitting here like
Trubisky.
Hey, yo. Okay, well, Mitchie.
I think you're thinking like Trubensky. That's probably what the headlines say.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm mixing too many things.
It's the coffee.
It's the coffee. My stomach hurts really bad, so maybe
That coffee can do it. I do pronounce a lot of words after a good cup of coffee wrong.
Exactly.
Yes.
Whatever. It's gonna be Mitch Trubinsky for life for me. Just so everyone
I'm
knows.
sure you're not the only one.
What's funny is the reason I asked so like inquisitively is because I've heard people say that before.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like
I thought
it's a clear like thing that people do. So I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't actually totally sure that you were pronouncing it wrong.
No one's corrected me.
I'm pretty sure like everyone in my family says Trubinsky.
Yeah, everyone I know says Trubinsky, so whatever.
So what's next for you guys? Is this just every Friday? You just having people? Are you traveling, doing anything cool?
So right
bit of
now, so
everything.
we're on Twitch at 9 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then after we record the show, we upload the episode to YouTube, which I will send the link over to you. But
Are you in upstate New York?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
in
up
Buffalo,
in Buffalo.
baby.
Yep.
So I've been there. You're at the headquarters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm trying to imagine where that whole setup is because when I was there,
It's relative.
all the big spaces were filled with cards. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, mountain towers of cases and cases.
The warehouse is huge, but yeah, this is our new set. It's been here
That's
since
awesome.
about they started setting it up in the winter of last year, I believe, and then we had our first episode around June, like middle of June. So it's
I'm
been
about to talk to Adam. I'm kind of offended I didn't get a call for set design.
You don't like our set?
I know he's a busy guy, but I mean, wouldn't you imagine having a slab desktop? All slabs?
I would
call Adam.
I mean, I'm just looking right now. This is just off the top of my head. That whole front could be all cards.
Wait, that's so cool.
I like that idea, and I think we're definitely gonna have to keep that in our mentions.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
Yeah, I actually wanted to show you guys a product that we are super excited about. It's kind of breaking news. We've announced it, but we haven't and we're going to be selling them hopefully through Dave and Adams as one of the retailers. But we have MLB licensing, so there will be MLB themed displays.
Oh, sweet.
So
How cool.
this one is the first one we're coming out with, and it's called the Starting Nine. So obviously this one is just has the Major League Baseball logo, but every team will have, so you'll have Baltimore Orioles black and orange. You'll have, Yankees that'll have the Yankees logo at top, and so you can it'll hold all mag one touch cards. So
nice.
It doesn't have to be graded. And then we'll come out with graded stuff, and I'm sure we'll get to MLB slab chains.
You might be hearing from me about a Cleveland Guardians display right there. So
yeah, it's funny because we working with the MLB, it's been a cool experience. That's a lot of stuff where it's like, okay, the legal license needs to be a little to the right, and the MLB, and don't use this Guardians logo, use this one, and then God forbid when a team changes names, throw all the other stuff out the window. Actually, one of the coolest displays that I just completed, and I think you'll like this, is a collector up in Canada, and he's a huge fantasy baseball guy. So he won his fantasy league last year. He had messaged us through the internet or through the website, and that's another thing for anybody listening. If you don't see something in the store, or you have an idea, or you have a set, I don't care if we've done stores that have 1,200 cards on the wall. There's no limit to what we can do. Obviously, pricing could become a factor. I'm not sure, but there is a custom request section on the website where you can go and just kind of say, hey, here's my budget. This is what I'm thinking. And we'll work with you to see if we can, make that come true. But so that's how we started on this display. And the guy, he messaged me and he's like, look, man, I really want to display for my fantasy baseball team. So he's buying cards, raw cards for the current. I mean, he's, this is one of those like legend leagues where he's been in it with his friends for 10 years. And it's like, I'm sure there's like obscene, like for the last place guy probably has to get like a tattoo or something like dumb, but it's a pretty big money league. And he was telling me he won it last year. And with part of the winnings, he wants something where he can literally buy, so when he trades a player out, he's going to buy the new card for the new player. And he's like, I don't know what the theme is going to be, but if you have any ideas. So first thing that came to mind was like how everything in fantasy sports is, oh man, I'm so unlucky. Oh man, I'm so lucky. So I thought of Joe Boo and Pedro Serrano from Major League. So we literally built him. It looks like a giant locker. So we did the graphic on the back as a team locker, and we have a shelf on the bottom, and he has a 10-inch Joe Boo statue, and he has all the cards go up the wall. So that's his little every day he can pray to his Joe Boo that he's going to win his fantasy.
There you go.
His fantasy league again.
That's beautiful. That's a nice Major League reference right there. Well, Corey, before we let you go, this interview has been awesome. I just want to say, before we let you go, just plug your social medias. We'll roll out the red carpet for you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so we're on all major socials: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at Show Your Slabs. And then I guess showyourslabs.com. Yeah, www.showyourslabs.com.
Oh, there you go. The chat's dropping all of the handles right now, so that's perfect.
We appreciate it. And actually, give me 5 minutes after this airs, and we'll do a 15% off the whole website, code CHASE.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
There you go, chat.
Get your slab chains and your,
Beautiful. So a little Chase plug right there too from Show Your Slabs. Corey, we really appreciate your time, and
thank you.
Thanks for joining you. And also, you have a great team. I was setting this up with Claire. She's awesome. You got a great team.
She's one in a million, and my wife's one of my best. She gets it. She keeps me level, and where I'm just running around. It's between those two. They were both at the National, and they were kind of the rock where I'm just running around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to get everything done. They make the important meetings like this, and keep me. Hey, you got your thing at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Aw,
I
well,
was
awesome.
eagerly waiting. So,
We
and
love
tell
a good
everybody
team.
over there I said hi. I don't know if the Hip Parade guys are in your location anymore. I think they might have moved, but
Yeah.
tell Tyler and Tom I said hey, and tell them that Lamar's better than Josh.
I'll go around the corner and tell him at Hip Parade. But
Please
all right,
do.
Corey, thank you so much for coming on with us. We appreciate your time, and hopefully we link up sometime soon.
Yeah, love it. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
all right,
thank
have a good day.
you.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye. Awesome. How cool is that? And a 15% off code to the chat.
That's a first for us, I believe. Getting a discount code in our name after the the interview. Can't complain. I'm getting thumbs up over behind the cameras. So there we go. Anyways, great interview. But hey, it's come the time. Yes, it's come the time for some gold standard football. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So, gold standard football. This is going to be 5 autos or memorabilia pieces per box, and we might just possibly get the chance to look at this year's rookie class, including Malik Willis, our guy Kenny Pickett, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Drake London, and many more. And also, we'll be able to look possibly for last year's draft class as well, with Trevor Lawrence and all of them. So
I hope that box is just full of Mitch Trubisky cards.
Yeah, if there is a Mitch Trubisky card in here.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. But you know what? I want to break all these cards.
What are you going to... Wait.
And I don't have a cutter.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how we're going to do this. Anybody bring me my cutter?
Cutter! Oh, there's the cutter!
Mr. Dave Stevens on the toss.
Give yourself a round of applause,
Yes,
Dave.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Stevens.
There you go.
Yes. Anyways, I'm not used to Troy's side, so I got to see how the overhead looks. How are we looking? Okay, got to slide to the left. All right. All right. Are we ready, folks? Because I don't know if I am. Yes. Honestly, this is one of the best. This is one of the best box designs I've ever seen.
It's so cool.
All right. Just a brick of gold.
Ah. Oh my God, I'm so jealous you get to open that right now.
I'm sorry.
I literally came in there like, Elena, under no circumstances are you going to be opening that.
They did not say that. I forgot that there was only one
pack. Yeah, me too. Oh my God, I'm.
All right. How should we go? You know what? Let me get our little chase thing here. Oh, we got to grab the football one too. All right.
A little hide action, little.
Yes.
Oh my God.
All right.
Feel the Mitch in there.
What do we got here? I think it's backwards. Danny Gray.
Who?
That's a rookie from the Niners. Danny Gray, wide receiver, dual relic out of 149 with the auto.
You can't get better than these cards, really. That's so cool.
This is very scary, I'm not going to lie.
Are you shaking?
Yes, I am. Here we go. Oh, a Hall of Fame gold jacket. Tom Flores.
Okay.
Auto out of 99. So nice little card there. Who do we got next? Ooh, the rookie.
Oh.
Excuse me, in his second year now.
Yeah, but he's going to have a great second year.
Trevor Lawrence
That's
out of 299 on the patch.
Okay, who's next?
We got a little Van Jefferson out of the Rams. Shout out, Steve. Shout out, Steve. I'm sorry, we're trying to get into focus here, so it's my bad. My bad, y'all.
My bad.
Van Jefferson patch. That's a dual color patch out of 25.
That looks so cool.
Little Joe Mixon Gold Rush.
Joe Mixon, huh?
A little patch. All right, looks like.
Sir Mix-a-Lot right there.
All right, hang on one second. I gotta do some
Some
maneuvering. Here we go. This is intense, people. All right, what do we got? Oh my goodness.
What? I can't see.
Matt Ryan.
Oh,
Out of 25.
almost. Is it worse than Mitch
And
Trubisky?
then also AJ Brown out of 25.
Not
AJ
bad.
Brown in Eagles gear, I will add.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles gear, so that's pretty awesome. There you have it.
Matt.
Oh my goodness, Matt Ryan sucks. I'm
Wah,
sorry.
wah, wah. So what would you rather, real quick?
So I mean the Lawrence, well, anybody but Matt Ryan. Good lord.
Mitch Trubisky?
At this rate, yes. At this rate, yes. Let me move.
You
him up
heard
so
it
we can
here.
all see
You
him.
heard it here. All the slander the whole time, and he said he'd rather have a Mitch Trubisky over a Matt Ryan.
Good grief.
Matt Ryan's gone to the Super Bowl.
So there you have it. Danny Gray, rookie wide receiver out of San Fran. Trevor Lawrence patch, and then Tom Flores auto. That's actually really cool. The one thing we are forgetting: how can you win these? You know what?
How?
Let's go. Who is going to win NFL Rookie of the Year? So in the chat, make sure you're going. Who's going to win the NFL Rookie of the Year? Could it be Pickett? Could it be Malik Willis? Could it be Drake
James
London?
Cook.
Could it be Garrett Wilson? Who knows? Could it be Cade York, the kicker of the Cleveland Browns? Who knows? Throw it in the Twitch chat, and that'll enter you to win these fine gold standard cards that we pulled today. Oh, I guess that's going to wrap it up. What do you think, guys? We wrapping it up, Elena?
Yeah, I guess it's that time, right? Friday beers. Want to go crack one?
Oh, well, there's work to do. We got to focus on the task at hand
Yeah,
first.
very true. Very true.
And then maybe a few Friday beers later. So, anyways, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in and have an amazing weekend. Elena, hell of a job.
Thank you.
Co-host debut. Chat, give it up for her. She deserves it.
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
Listen, stick around. Lord. Hey, stick around because our Topps Chrome Black Star Wars break is up next at 11. So stick around for that.
People are real excited about that.
Yes. Meerkat's down there. He's very excited. Hey, it's going to be David Adams, Daps, Layton, and Topps. Topps Fanatics selected us to participate in the 4K sneak peek break of the Chrome Black Star Wars. So we're each breaking 16 boxes. It's going to be fun. Make sure you're tuning in at 11. Later on, after that break, I believe Steve's going to be live in the lounge.
Yeah.
So, anyways, continue to like, comment, follow, subscribe to DA Card World. Also, please, we're looking for followers. Also, we're not begging for them, but I mean, whatever.
We're searching.
Yes. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at DA_TheChase. DA_TheChase. Listen to us on Apple and Spotify as always. We'll have this up on YouTube after. And anyways, hey, we'll see you Monday for our beginning of the week extravaganza. I will be here. Elena might be here. But lastly, remember, guys, it's all about the chase. As a man would say, top guys out.
Smacked our computer.